Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with a double hop, a follow sketch February, day 17, and I'm combining that with the 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos YouTube hop. And here is the sketch. This sketch is by Jen Hedger, I think it says. And I'm going to turn it to the side because my pictures are vertical and not horizontal. And look at that face, you all. My baby is sick. My grandson is sick, and it is so pitiful. And I'm finally have a use for the quarantine collection from Simple Stories. I ordered a collection back, a while back, and I accidentally got two of them. I didn't buy two. They sent me two, and I told them, but they told me keep it. But obviously I used like almost all of the first one, but I still have almost the entire second collection and then a couple things. So I'm going to try and use as much of that as I can. I got my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, and this cool sketch. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I love how this turns out. I go into this absolutely having no clue what I'm doing, other than the concept of I'm using these pictures, and I want to try and use as much of the embellishments that are going to work, but also keeping in mind that unfortunately my grandson was just in the emergency room today, or okay, not today when you're hearing this, but today when I'm recording this. And I will be using this collection again for that. So anything that fit more with that I didn't have two of, I left behind. So I am documenting a doctor's visit from 2 days before. So we took him to the doctor Thursday because he was still puny, and he's been, congested since December, like before Christmas. And it seemed to be getting a little bit better. I mean, not great, but a little better. And he's been to the doctor 2 or 3 times. But he started with a cough on like Wednesday. And so my daughter just started a new job, and so I took him with his dad to the doctor's office for a checkup to make sure it hadn't turned into something more than just a cough. And they tested him, and it was nothing, none of the big 3 scary things, which I'm super grateful for because, I mean, right now the flu is so dangerous, especially for little ones like him. Of course, nobody wants COVID or flu or, any of that kind of fun stuff. So that's what they were checking for. And then they also checked for RSV, and he didn't have that either, thank goodness. He didn't have a fever or anything. It's just this dry, yucky cough, and it's just been pretty puny. So anyway, I want to document that and figure this is the perfect collection to use to get these like cootie bugs, doctor bags, and like all these little wash your hands and things like that. So I thought this was the perfect time to use these. I got so excited, not that my grandson was sick, but that I had a use for these embellishments. I would rather him stay healthy and never get a chance to use these. So I am going to use these little cootie bugs to kind of tuck in. They're going to get covered up quite a bit, but, they're just going to kind of poke out. In the sketch, they have some florals on there. So instead of having like a little floral cluster, I've got a little cootie cluster. And I'm going to put like a doctor's bag and a mask and a little wordy bit down there. And then I'm going to do the same for the cluster in the top left corner above the title and the bottom left to the left of the picture. So because I've turned mine sideways, and I don't like putting my titles sideways, I'm sure there are plenty of times, and like, don't get me wrong, I have watched people create layouts and put their title sideways, and it looks great. But it's probably something to do with like my ADHD brain that needs things to be like upright. I don't know. I really honestly don't. And so I turn where the title is up there, on the top right corner. I am going to have it be, well, kind of. My plan originally was to put it in the top left corner because I turned my layout, but it ends up being really in the middle, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to pull it from my thickers collection. I have a bunch of thickers in a container next to my chair, and I use that for like titles and stuff. Everything else is going to come from this collection, the Quarantined collection by Simple Stories. I use this little, the little stethoscope and some wordy bits to say like enough already. Today was long. Wash your hands. What? Put the little thermometer up there. He didn't have fever, but put it up there anyway because there's another one for me to use on the next one because he did have a fever today, which is why we ended up taking him to the ER. So anyway, I tucked that little like you could either consider that a tissue container or like a Clorox container. Either way, I felt like it was pretty fitting. And then I'm going to put these little, like the little soap and the little wash your hands thing here. And then I like build that little cluster down there at the bottom with the mask and stuff. And then because I already had a wordy bit in both the other little clusters, I wanted to put one up here at the top. Plus I have a yellow in both the other clusters with the little Clorox container and the doctor's bag. So I thought I'd put that little word, the yellow word, what, up there in the top corner to have a yellow up there as well. I like to try and do that. And then all of these embellishments, except the word sweet, came from a thicker set that I have. And then the rest of them came from this little Explorer thicker set. It's like a baby boy thing, which is going to come in real handy since I now have a little baby boy to document. But I pull these gold sparkly stars as well as some of the blue because I wanted to use this word baby so I could title it Sweet Baby. I was going to title it something like Poor Baby or something like that, but I found the word sweet and I thought that fits, and I went ahead and used that. And I wanted to, the blue that in the word baby is not exactly the same, obviously, as the stuff from this collection. So I pulled a couple stars so I could bring that color in. It's pretty similar, or at least it's, something that I think goes fine with the blue in the collection. That's one thing about blue and green. A lot of them just really go well together, even if they're not spot on. So I am good with that. And so I put a couple of the stars down at the bottom right corner and then a couple of them up at the top. And then after that, I'm going to use some little wordy phrases from my Tim Holtz that say it's all about perspective, I think it says. It's all perspective. And then one says find joy in the ordinary and one says love you. So I just put a few of those up there. That's where she's got some journaling on the sketch, and I journal below the pictures on this like greeny bluish colored paper, and I just use a gold ink Moonlight Jelly Roll and just wrote that AJ was still congested and went to the doctor and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, I turned my title as well as the little journaling pieces that I used that Tim Holtz with. And that is it. I really do love how this turned out. It took me a little longer than I expected, but I was busy on Snapchat and texting with some of my friends in the process, and so it's fine. That is it. I hope you'll go check out everybody else who's hopping along with 52 photos of 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos, as well as follow Sketch February. I would also love it if you give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.